ES just faded the RTH lower band. It's weird to me that TradingView has data from yesterday on the lower time frames, but not on the higher time frame. But ES is unaffected. No gap. So I'd be trading that one today.
Thank you for letting me know, Svetlana. Yeah, I did the, what did I say? Did you guys tell, I locked myself out of the, did you guys hear that part?
Yeah.
Right. I locked myself out of my XFA. Okay. So I didn't really say anything after that, aside from Dumo. Yes, I do have straight to funded accounts with top one. I like. Be right back.
I'm going to try and play that game. Let's turn off the intraday VWAP on TradingView. We'll trade with some anchors today on NQ. More than one VWAP.
All right, now we're at RTH, VWAP, point of control. Diddle zone commence. The diddle has arrived for all my diddle traders. For all of you that love to diddle in the middle, here is your chance. Ooh, Dave, that was
No. Don't get me started, Dave. Back up to value area high on ES, RTH, upper band. Pushing for 6,900.
We never did get to the VWAP, did we? The actual VWAP. All buyers were completely happy with. Right up to upper band there. Fade value area extremes. Anybody want to test this thing? Were they reloading?
Well, 2-minute RSI is about up to the gray zone. Delta has turned. Both ES and NQ.
This is upper band on the RTH and on the 892. So sure seems like it wants more upside, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We look to buy the micro pullback.
Sellers just defended
The
6,900.
duckas. Ooh, the duckas.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
I'm short from 68.96.50.
Dang, duckas.
Didn't get my second one.
Wascally duckas. Nice fade value or extreme off the RTH.
One more push.
Dang, a beauty right there. Beauty.
Okay. Ah. Sometimes it's just a split second. You need to just press the button.
Just press the button.
Press the button.
Some of you have a problem with pressing the button too much, though. So you have to you have to realize. I want you to think to yourself: do I press the button too much, or am I not pressing the button enough? Because you're likely one of the two, but you're not both. Demo, I'm partial to the straight to funded 50K and the 150K.
Good job, Dwayne.
All right, Dwayne. Good day to call it a Friday, and that was bought up, guys. Bought up. Shorts.
That it was.
Shorts are wondering what the hell just happened. They are so confused right now.
ES went from value area high to point of control, and point of control rejected.
Morning, Tony. Yeah, we're kind of ooh, we have a new one. Wackaducka. What a time to be alive, guys, with access to
right?
AI to be able to do this type of stuff.
Oh my goodness. Imagine if we had this when we were teenagers.
Oh,
Good
man.
Lord.
I would have gotten in some real trouble.
Thank God not everybody was walking around with a camera in their pocket.
Yeah, jeez. Proud. None of my childhood was captured on camera. I remember my dad had a camcorder. It was a 2-piece, and you would put it one part over your shoulder with a VHS tape in it, and it would have a wire to
Yeah.
the giant camcorder.
Yeah.
That was like circa 1988. VHS. It was VHS.
Especially when you had to put the full size VHS into the camera.
Yeah.
The actual tape.
Yep.
And they came out with the mini tapes.
And then you put that into a bigger VHS, the mini tape.
Right.
It was like an adapter. Then who had the cassette in your car where you'd plug it in and then plug it into your Discman?
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't have CD
Yep.
players in the cars, but we had Discman. And it would
There you go.
skip like every time like you hit a bump. Exactly.
But the Sony one's got the shock protection on the Sony's got pretty good.
Russ, I had a couple 8-tracks as a kid. I was young though. I was born in 81. So a little younger, but not by much.
I bet you did, Wendy.
Wendy was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wendy, is pretty cool. Not was.
The old Mustang 2. Ugliest creation. This is looked like a Pinto without the bubble back.
Oh, those were the days. Life was simpler back then, wasn't it?
There you go. I had a 92 GT. That was a fun freaking car.
Do I dare say it? My first car was a Chevy.
Oh, you can. Absolutely. I'll judge the shit out of you, but that's okay.
I'd take whatever my dad would get me. And it was a used 95 Chevy Blazer, 2-door. I love that car. I don't care what anybody says.
I have a Mustang tattoo on my left shoulder blade. Ford man through and through. The first vehicle I drove every day was a 59 F100 with a straight 6 and a creeper gear. Top speed of 72 miles an hour going downhill with the wind in your back.
And 5 gallons a mile. Gas mileage. but back then gas was what, 99 cents a gallon? So
yeah, it's cheap.
Nobody cared. Maybe even less. I remember it being 99 cents. 87 cents.
Yeah, 87 cents. 59 was the deal across town. No. Never owned guns. Wasn't a hunter. Dad never was.
Still
69,
having a lot of trouble
69.
here. Upper value here, which is lining up with value area high in the profile. Upper band on the Globex. Just can't seem to get above it. We might be in a balanced market, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good opportunity to scalp until we break out of it. Fading back to value, maybe? Anybody? There it goes. I took that trade. And so in the combine now, 328. You saw, Chuck, they raised all their prices on Top Step?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Activation fees back to 149. And the embedded activation fee ones are more expensive now. The $89 is now $109.
Oh. They're trying to recoup all their losses on gold and silver.
Those Wesley Duckas. That's exactly what I was thinking of crypto when I said David when I said that. It's duck a season. It's tick a season. Duck a season. Tick a season. Who remembers that one?
Mm-mm. Can't say that I do.
No? That's a famous Looney Tunes skit with Elmer Fudd and Daffy Duck. No, Rabbit. It was Rabbit season. Duck season. Duck season.
Oh,
Rabbit
yeah,
season.
there you go.
That's what I meant. With Bugs
All right,
Bunny
we've got
and
this.
Daffy Duck.
We've got the IB.
Interesting, Sonny. Yeah, I think any firm with consistency rules, guys, is kind of the play right now because they're not restricting products because they have consistency rules in place, so they don't care. You can only make so much in profit, and that's what protects the firm. Whereas Top Step and Apex, they don't have any consistency rules. So when things get crazy and volatile, you get windfall traders, and that crushes them. So believe it or not, I'm a fan of the consistency rules. I have no problem with them whatsoever. Because as a scalper and a base hit trader with process, I don't look for windfall profits. I look for consistent profits each and every day. So the consistency rule doesn't bother me whatsoever. What bothers me is when you tell me I can't trade gold because it's too volatile. And that's BS.
All right, we are gearing up for a Madonna here on ES. Broke through 6,900 in that composite low volume node.
Value area high in the developing profile. And
Delta
pretty close
is
to value area low on Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday.
the buyer showed up on Delta.
Upper band on Globex is lined up with upper band on RTH.
Nvidia shares extend gains, last up 6.4%.
Nvidia is up 6%.
Is it?
Yep.
Amazon's down 8% after earnings last night.
Mm-hmm. We could grind out of here. That's what it's looking like on the Delta so far. All right, do we hold this upper band?
Here's the push. Think ES might need some room to breathe above IB high.
Might grind. We might witness some grindy behavior here. I am a little wary of the bottom falling out because we've seen some pretty nasty random sell-offs. So, but everything's been bought up.
Got some front runners on IB high.
I'm positioned at 906 long. It's about 10 points. The ticka-ticka-ducka-duckas are not helping. I agree, and I think we're going to get it, but let's see. Cautiously optimistic here, JP. It's 10 points. Come on.
You sounded like the Fed when they were talking about interest rates and inflation. Cautiously optimistic.
Here we go. Come on.
This is your chance, buyers. This is your chance.
I got to stop in there at break even now. I'm not going to lose on this at this point. It's got to work or not.
Buyers showing up on Delta. Is Delta the Friendly Skies one, or is that United, or I can't remember. LJ, ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
United.
Here we go. Come on.
Flying the Friendly
Push.
Skies.
Taking it. Tired.
Sitting here for a while. There you go. A little bit of flicker. They're basing.
VIX is dropping. Come on. Go.
Sitting at 5 points. Let's go. Oh,
It keeps getting smacked.
yeah. Yes, just about wicked the IB high. Again, weekly VWAP is up there at 69.11. No, he took it longer.
Weird little battle up there,
RTV.
huh?
ESRSI shows that they're fighting through the value area high.
I want to be long for this. Back in at 16. 10 point. There we go. Didn't want to miss it.
See?
Took it.
Come on.
Be right back.
One last push.
US Department says identifying 14 shadow fleet vessels as property of entities involved in the transportation of uranium, petroleum, and other products.
You can get the weekly VWAP. You can do it. I know you've got R1 right there, but just one more push. 5 more ticks. 5 more ticks. Tyler, if you look at ES, right? What do? We started in pre-market, and the very opening candle back tested the weekly lower band. So, and it shot straight up. So if we look at the higher time frame and you have more context to your VWAP value areas, the target would be VWAP. So the weekly VWAP on ES is at 69.11. And it's almost there.
We're above upper band,
it-
Tyler.
15 entities that traded origin crude oil, petroleum products, petrochemical products, and 2 individuals.
Ah, there it is. So we can turn it back on. The gap has been resolved.
Beautiful. Back in business.
Well, Tyler, you have point of control right there at 916.
I'm also flat, guys. These were all scalp trades, right? So I'm in and out. It took like 3 or 4 trades there. I'm not sitting here holding a position.
And I'm trading ES. No, we didn't do a trader check-in, did we?
No, let's do one. Let's do a trader check-in, guys. Good call. Thank you. We're 31 in the combine, 409 in the XFA. Did it fix? I'm still seeing old VWAP here. Do I have to refresh or something? Shut it down and reopen it? Good job, guys. Nice, Revenge Trader. That's a good day. 920 in the XFA. Okay, it's
There it
fixed
is.
now. Excellent.
There's the weekly VWAP.
Tyler, that's a developing profile, and we're coming off of a failed breakdown. Higher time frame, we are above yesterday and the day before's value area. Yesterday's, right? It's not, we don't just trade the developing profile. There's a lot of other things going on here.
Grab that. $125 on 2 MES. It got to my target. Now, NQ's in that composite low volume node right at yesterday's IB high. But let's see. ES continues to push. There's strength. On ES, yes. Monthly,
we can continue
weekly.
to grind here. We're at session highs on ES. NQ probing value area high here. And Tyler, one thing to understand about the developing profile, these aren't finite price levels, right? Price probes on a developing profile, and it probes any value edge for that matter. So it's a very different type of price level. Rejected at the composite again.
ES rejected a weekly VWAP. Who knew? It's also a fade value area extreme because we're just above the IB high. A little bit of excess is Yep, I know. So Tyler, when we look at that, right? I mean, this is why I talk till I'm blue in the face that I really want all of you to be watching NQ and ES together. And things line up. I mean, they line up. We get to the edge of that composite value area. That's what the composite LVNs show. That is the edge of a value distribution. So we get to the edge of it. Well, when we look at the context on ES, like I said, we went from the weekly value extreme at the open, back tested it in an RTV setup, and it went straight up to VWAP. That's the target. We just bounced off of it, and this fade is where it starts to happen. So a bit of excess price on the VWAP bands isn't excess price on the higher time frame when you look at the composite low volume nodes that define the extremes of the distribution. There's multiple things going on at the same time in two different instruments that are, NQ is 36% of the weight of the S&P 500. Now we're coming down to the bottom, the next composite low volume node, and we're right there at RTH VWAP. We look to see what does price do. Does price react here or not? That anchored. Yeah. So now we're on ES, we're at the session point of control. To the tick.
I like to think he had a good mentor, Tony, but I can't take all the credit. I guess he did some work. He's put in a lot of time and a lot of work. Butt in the seat for hours and hours and hours. That's where it happens.
Well, we're going to tell you that ES is going to pull NQ. So if ES hasn't gotten to its target yet, right? I mean, you can see it play out on, right? We had some push above the upper band. We came back to it. We couldn't break back down into the upper band. There at 911, ES did the same. It broke above, back tested the upper band at a key level of 6,900, which is the top of the volume distribution and value area high on the developing volume profile. And it pushed up and above because you have this big old juicy target sitting up there. And ES is definitely going to pull NQ. And as Chris said on NQ, you're looking at scalps. They were scalp opportunities. How big were those trades? Those trades were
10 to 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, you had 35 points from the upper band to the top of that one wick, and then it went again. So, yeah. I mean, we're going to take trade opportunities as they present themselves. And we see on the cumulative volume delta, it continues to push, and it's growing, and it's growing, and now delta has shifted, and the sellers have entered the chat.
We couldn't get
So we're
above the
using all the
RSI
tools.
upper band either, interestingly enough.
Nope. He got right to the top of it. It was bumping, pushed into it, hit the top of it, and sold right off.
Big difference versus this versus this.
Nate, the first time I understood what a tick was and opened up a chart on TradingView was July 27, 24. Green every day. 78% win rate for the week. Howard with the new tag in the group. Fantastic, dude. Way to go. Who was a hardhead, Tony? Me? Yeah.
I mean, he's still a little bit of a hardhead, but.
Yes. I can own that.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. I'll fix it. Thanks, Jake.
Way to go, Clara. Sometimes you just gotta step back.
I don't know why it does that. Who's Tony? Tony.
You're welcome. Yeah, with that long, I did get into the 4-digit club on the leaderboard.
All right.
And NQ comes down to the tick on the RTH lower band. Right back up, fade value area extreme, which just so happens to be the edge of the volume distribution we built this morning.
Chuck's in top 10. Ooh, Scott West. Spot number 10, he's inner circle. Michael, first cohort inner circle. Good job. David's been with us for a long time. David, we have two Davids. David, the piano player, and David, the crypto penguin. Todd's up here. Gucci, Gabe, nice. Brian, Jerome, Tim, George, Tim, Scott. Excellent. Good job, guys. Blake, Shane, Shay. JP's back on the board. He's not quitting, guys. He's coming for it.
Third time's the charm.
Sonny, that'd be my second hand man here. One, he understands the system very, very well, and he has a great ability to read the market. And he teaches very well, but also he is always present and he's always available to help others. And he's shown that from day one as a member in this group. So that played a big role in my decision. As you can imagine, a lot of people would like to work for a trading group. Quite a popular role.
It's pretty cool, I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So now we come right back to this 6,900 again. Now, the more price keeps going above and below this level, we're at the RTH upper band. We've got the session upper band above it. We're back to this composite low volume node. I mean, now that we start going above and below, they start to, things start to blend together. Maybe not hold their strength until a little bit later, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of different theses you can come up with.
Yeah, and we're starting to form
And
a
that's
pennant here. So that typically is bullish because we're in an uptrend, an immediate uptrend. So we could expect this to break to the upside, but anything could happen.
right. If we look back on ES, back to Tuesday's sell-off, right? We had the Monday push up outside of the weekly value, and we just rode and stitched that upper band. We hit the high around 70.15, and then the opening on Tuesday, we sold off. We broke below, bounced off the monthly extended from January, so the quarterly VWAP, back tested the weekly, and continued the sell-off. And weekly VWAP has been a lid through the overnight on Wednesday night or Wednesday morning, then back tested right at the beginning of the New York session. And we sold off again on Wednesday. Came back up, almost touched it at the end after earnings reports, end of day Wednesday, and we've been below. And now this is the first time we've come back to revisit the weekly VWAP. It's going to be strong, but it's also going to be a target. So institutions can get in and out of their positions.
Mm-hmm.
It does you a lot of good to zoom out and look at the greater market context. It's not just the 930 anchored VWAP. It's not just the daily anchored VWAP. Especially for those of you who are like, man, I really want this VWAP Wave System thing to give us bigger moves. How do I do bigger moves? Okay, look at higher time frames. I think I've heard Drysdale talk about that before.
I might have mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah. So all I've done is pay attention and battle my emotions to execute. And it's still an ongoing thing, day in and day out.
And if you don't work on it, you can go backwards.
Yep. Is there a new link? Chris, I have to say that there's two of me on that leaderboard because I couldn't get back into the original time I logged in. So I don't know if there's Tidy Pro was on the call last night. It was because you have to log in to be able
Yeah.
to update your score.
So you should, whatever email you used.
So what do we see here on ES?
Or another one, Sonny, if you don't
Yeah.
change, the market's going to continue charging you tuition. If you don't learn
Yep.
from your mistakes. Who's tired of paying tuition to the market? I sure as hell
Oh
would.
my God. Oh my God. The worst checks to write. Have a low at the open. We have a high on ES. And then we have a lower low. Or we have a higher low, sorry. And now on ES, we have a higher high, but a lower low on NQ. NQ and ES have higher lows. Now, as we swing back up, almost right, much easier this time getting back up almost to the weekly VWAP. So what do we see? I'm not looking for a short at weekly VWAP again, because sellers have proven we're going to defend it once. So I'm going to pay very close attention to the delta and the order flow to see, all right, what happens. The RSI shows that we're at the value area high. It could happen. I'm not saying it can't. But is there a possibility we break above? Now we're back testing the IB high. Does that mean there's another push to the upside? The setup is we're fading, but we just faded that once. It's not as strong this time, in my opinion. And Q's breaking above the upper band. It's at value area high. ES is above value area high. It's a very key level to try and fight through. And ES just looks like it's NQ looks like it's floating out there above the bands, but it's coming up to this composite low volume node. It stays. What's the principle, Chris? If we're looking at that composite low volume node, does the principle say we look for the market to continue?
No, we expect it to hold until we break and hold above it.
Yeah.
You got to see a transition.
So that's what we're watching.
We don't anticipate the change. Most people will get chopped up trying to buy into key levels. That's not where you want to trade. You want to see acceptance above and then get in the direction.
Yeah,
you don't want to buy right into
the
test. If you were long, you should have been long down here. This is not the place to go long. It's a great place to take some profits. And if it continues, right, that's great. You could hold a runner for more upside into price discovery. But the principles say this is going to be a problem. We expect it to hold until it doesn't.
I understand. I understand your pain, Mikey. That's the industry I come from, sir. That's what he said.
Tell me you're long.
So
without telling me you're long. I hope you're long at a better spot than up here.
Yeah.
Well, the duckas are short. All right,
From 900
upper band. All right,
6,900.
You got about 30 points in profit right here then.
I think he's on ES.
Oh. Even worse.
So he's got 8 points. I mean, he's 11 and a half.
No, he's on NQ.
Oh,
there you go.
Gotcha. Ta-da.
There's your tickets.
There's the Madonna.
And there's the Madonna.
On NQ. Now, do you look at composite low volume nodes based on us now breaking through? with a super tall green CBD candle, buyers showed up. Does that play into your decision making as to whether or not you fade the Madonna?
And this type of price action, I'd like to see it reject. I'm not just taking the level. That was very strong buying. And the delta is nutso. It was about 1,000 contracts bought through all that.
Fantastic.
1,000 contracts on NQ were bought right there. Okay. Now it could fade a little bit before it continues. Right.
Yep.
That could have been a bit of an exhaustive move. So short at 86.5. There's 10 points right here.
SM, the Madonna trade is when price touches either IB high or IB low for the very first time.
About 20 points back to the composite there. Look at that, Madonna. Another one.
ES backtesting the weekly VWAP.
So that time I waited for the rejection, and then I got in pretty good price, 96, brought it all the way down to 76. 20-point scalp to the downside off the IB high Madonna, where I'm shorting a strong market. I look for very tight scalps on that. Not ideal.
Well, Tyler, when we look at, right, so we look at the low, the higher low, we keep making higher lows. So pullbacks to continue up after a big, strong push to the upside, buyers will inevitably want to defend. I mean, there were a lot of buys put in there. So you would think that based on that volume, they're going to want to defend.
There's 1,000 contracts. That's massive if you're looking at the delta.
I'm long at 24,968.50. It didn't fill me at, I mean, in the bottom of that wick, I tried to grab it and it left without me. One micro long. I'm up almost 15, 16 points right now. Target 75. The 25.75. $25 points. Not going to lose on the trade, but
Bitcoin's quite a rebound. It's down to 2%.
Nice. Let's see if it takes out that high. 25,000 is going to be big. Like a little bit of a bull flag on the delta. We want to see buyers come in here and send this thing up. Here it goes. Beauty. Sellers have abandoned. Oh, wait a minute. It wasn't that big of a push up on the delta, was it?
not there.
But doesn't seem like there's many sellers either, so that's good. You had that initial fade for 2 minutes, and then that would seem to be it.
I mean, are all the institutions jamming out to Creed and up in the office on the 56th floor? I don't know.
Maybe.
Back testing IBI. Zoop. Yeah. That's right, Tony.
This could be it here.
$69.35 would be the next upper limit idea for lower high. I mean, we've got that composite low volume node at 69.30. So if we're right in the middle of that distribution, right? Composite low volume node on ES at 69.02. The next one is at 69.30. So if you imagine that gap in between those composite low volume nodes is volume. It's a volume distribution. So maybe we're on that point of control and it's going to chop. There we had some buyers on Delta. That's the Zoop candle. I'm up 30 points on this trade. Up to 84. Come on, keep going. Is that the blow off top? Nope. Come on. Just one micro here, guys. $35 points. Little bit of indecision.
Boom. That is weird. Sellers, double top there on the Delta.
There we go. Now we're back testing IV high.
I wouldn't let this one come back too far on you. I would get out of break even.
No,
and
I'm
you can
out.
reposition. Okay.
I took it all.
Good.
I took it at 25 points. ES back to weekly VWAP.
Good job, Alex. It's a good day. Consistency. I'm not quite sure there's going to be a Q&A this weekend, guys, at 5 o'clock. If you're not aware, it's going to be the Super Bowl this Sunday.
Mm.
So I will likely not be available for the Q&A on Sunday.
Could be, Josh. $69.09 could be a decent.
I thought of you, Ray, actually. I'm sure it's going to be a great show. It's going to be tough to beat Kendrick Lamar, though.
You like that? You like that show?
I think he's very talented. I do. I'm not like a big hip hop fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I can appreciate his skill. Yeah, I found it entertaining. I did.
Not my
That's all
Tool
right.
was my favorite band growing up. Listen to angry white man music growing up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm partial to many different genres. So
And Q's catching more of a bid than ES is. But again, it's higher time frame VWAP. Expect some chop on this point of control-ish area in between those composite low volume nodes. Logger, we all know who's playing in the Super Bowl. The Seattle Seahawks are playing against the New England Patriots.
not the 49ers,
Not the 49ers.
Steelers, not the Dolphins, not the Bills.
Go Hawks. Yeah.
Like there's a lot of football teams
Flyers.
that, like I'm a fan of, and not one of them ever gets to the Super Bowl ever.
Nope. The only turkeys playing in the Super Bowl are the Squawks.
Maybe, Sonny. We got a new coach finally. There you go. There's the
Look at
buyers. Now we're just grinding higher. I would not be looking to short this market. No
Long
shorts
at
for me.
69,
Unless we get a bigger
69,
pullback.
12.
Morning, Andy.
2 MEF.
We missed your wizardry. We had some excellent PDCs.
One playing out right now.
These two in particular, when the market opened, were particularly good. This one, a lot of people took them with me. This one and this one. To the tick, no heat. Thing of beauty. That's good, Andy. That's what I like to hear, man. We were talking about that in Inner Circle last night. How you've learned to, when you're not feeling the best, you don't trade. That is a skill. That is not a weakness.
Well, would you look at that? Go on, look at it.
Would you look at it? Yeah, absolutely. How many people here have traded on a day they probably knew they shouldn't have been trading and made big mistakes and wish they hadn't traded? Like trading on vacation, right? Do you really need to trade on vacation? Like, can't you just enjoy the vacation? the whole point of vacation. But of course, there's like this social media thing, like, look at me on vacation by the pool, trading, making money. I think that's absolute nonsense. All right, George, good work. Dave. I know he does, JJ. I think he does that more for the community than actual, because he wants to trade on vacation. To be honest with you. I think if he didn't have the community, he probably wouldn't trade on vacation. That too. That can help some people for sure to focus on one setup, right? So we're waiting for price discovery conditions and only trading PDC. And if it's choppy or imbalanced, not trading. Yeah, excellent way to ruin the holiday. Yep.
It's your choice, Havdala. You can.
You can trade. You can blame your bad trading on anything. You could blame it on Chuck. Some people blame it on me. I'm the reason they don't trade well. The system doesn't work. There's plenty of people that are blame things outside.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can blame it on Chuck. Chuck is fully willing to be the scapegoat, he said.
Yep. Sign me up. I got broad shoulders. I can handle it.
Why didn't you trade today? Well, honey, well, Chuck gave bad trades in the room today.
Funny story about that. Funny story about that, Dave, is that it is my son's chair, right? We did get it for him. I spend a whole lot more seat time in it. I argued with my wife to bring my executive comfy, cushy chair back from our office downtown to the home office, and she said no. So I have a great chair in an office I don't spend any time in.
Oh. LJ says, I lured him here with the promise of success. Actually, most people were lured here by a free trial where everybody got to check everything out for free. And if they liked it, they got to stick around. That's essentially why everybody's here.
Wasn't the continuation I had hoped for. Where's my t-shirt?
I find there's a direct correlation, Dave, between disagreeing with my wife and how happy I am. It's a direct inverse correlation. And the less I argue and the more complicit I am, the happier I am. It's this weird phenomenon that takes place, but it's completely accurate. When will I learn? Just say yes. So much easier that way.
Just so you know, I have the lived experience of being married to a Latina. So there's that too.
Nice, Tim. Good work, brother. Love to hear it. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, which ethnicity within Latina, Chuck?
Oh, she's a Boricua.
Oh, Puerto Rican.
Yep. If you've never experienced the joy of seeing a sandal fly at you from across the room.
No.
But I'll tell you what. I mean, we've been married, we're going on 23 years. I mean, just the loyalty, I have zero doubts whatsoever. I love my wife to the end of the earth.
Same here. My wife is of Eastern European descent. So she gives a whole new meaning to cold shoulder.
Sure, that's fun. Yeah, we got married. She was 22. I was 26.
Salted caramel.
Well, this is
Still-
the ES pullback to IBI.
Yeah, and it's at upper band, actually. Looks like it bounced off of it to the pretty damn close to the tick, didn't it?
On IB high, yeah, ES is pretty clean like that.
Look at that. IB high and ES. Upper band. I traded well today, JP. Excuse me. Thank you very much. Trading micros. I'm in my combine locked out, 509. And in this XFA, 409. Very happy with my profits today. Third time's the charm, Anthony. All
I'm
right,
up
guys.
about $500 on my 2 micros for the day.
Not bad. I'm going to enjoy my weekend, guys. I'm going to shut it down here. Green in my accounts. And there's a nice BDC long back test on ES. Another beautiful trade. Solid 6 points from there so far. I said the same
Chris is
thing,
long.
Andy. I think they're going to start introducing
Cool,
one.
JP.
All right, guys. If you want to keep trading, I encourage you guys to head into the live stream. Not the live stream, the voice channel. You guys can share your mic, share your screens, collaborate with the other traders if you're going to keep trading. If you're done trading and want to practice in a simulator or do some drilling or just monitor the market, also a great place to do it. If you are going to keep trading, manage your risk, stay sharp. Trading is risky. Sound like a Ross Cameron line right there. My results are not typical. That's what he also says all the time. Sunday, not sure about Q&A. Mustafa will probably be doing his class at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for new orientation and the basics and foundations.
Actually, we should put a post out, Chris. We have the January monthly review new to the Drysdale Trading Group, where we're gonna go through the last month, and Mustafa has put in significant time and effort and back tested the entire month. We'll be able to lay out all the specific criteria, and we have data and win rate and results by each setup. It's going to be fantastic. So it's something new that we're bringing to the community that helps you quantify and take a look at these setups. And Mustafa will be able to talk you all the way through. So 11 to 12, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Saturday morning, he and I will be live in the classroom breaking down the monthly recap of January with back-tested results. And we're we're tossing around ideas whether or not we do weekly, and then we compile that for the monthly. We'll see how it goes on Saturday. This is the first go round. Hopefully it brings some immense value. Yes, that's Eastern Standard Time. Some events value to the community. So, I mean, a lot of people are like, how do I trust in the setups? I mean, there are, what is it, Edgefold? I mean, they put data and statistics to different setups. Well, this is our way of starting to compile VWAP Wave data and statistics, and we'll see how it goes, right? Maybe we fall on our face, but the setups don't fall on their face. Drysdale is clear evidence of that, and we're hoping to bring more to the community. So if you can't join us, it will be recorded, and we will post that shortly after the class.
Let's make sure everybody's mics are being recorded and everything
Yes,
is good to
sir.
go for that.
Yes,
That's an
sir.
exciting class. I'll make sure I'll send out a mass email to remind everybody. I'll put it in the WAP and I'll put it in the Discord so everybody gets a proper heads up.
Have people even reminding me in the chat to please record with audio.
I made that mistake
Love
a
you
lot
guys.
too early on. It's a weird thing that happens I did it a lot too. I used to have when the group is small, JP might remember this or Tony might remember this. I used to ask everybody to remind me to hit the record button before I started class because I always forgot. So
Yeah.
I don't forget
Yeah.
anymore, but early on I used to do that all the time. Dr.
All
Jive
right.
remembers. Group is relatively new. I mean, I had a group 2 years ago, which was free, it was temporary, and then the official Drysdale Trading Group launch with some of those members early last year.
Yeah, it was, I mean, member 30 signed up on March 28th of 2024 or 2023, whatever. But it's end of March, mid-March is when you started it. I joined on April 10th, 2025.
Yep, we got a lot of OG members here as well. A lot of people stick around. We have a great community, but you guys make the community. We have a great professional culture here. We know how to have fun, but we also know how to take this seriously. So we seem to be striking a nice balance between the two. All right, guys,
my birthday,
have a
Robert.
wonderful weekend. Thank you, Chuck, for joining me today. Be sure to show up.
Yeah, man.
We have some classes on Saturday. Probably no Q&A on Sunday. If somebody fills in, maybe we'll have it, but I doubt it because of the Super Bowl. And we'll be back on Monday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't stay up too late on that Super Bowl for my Pats fans and my Seahawks fans, but we'll be trading live 9:30. Have a wonderful
Don't forget
weekend,
your journals
guys.
on a Friday. Yep. Have a great weekend.
Hit your journals.